What I've taken personally from this programme of work is actually the enabling impact of this intelligence, this data that we're drawing together for frontline clinicians. Because I'm the Director of Finance, clinicians would often say to me, Matt, if only you were able to put resources into XYZ effort, you would save millions. This was said. But actually, when it came down to it, they weren't able to offer evidence to support that assertion. What this tool does, what this program's done, is to actually create an evidence base that we can point to and say, that's why doing this is important. For me personally, I don't want to constrain resources into good ideas. I want to enable great ideas, but I can't do it if the evidence base isn't strong. There's no rationale for doing so. So it makes my job easier to be able to effectively make the case for change. The strategic partnership we developed with Optum was essential, really. We would not have got this off the ground without it. The team that Optum have brought into the partnership were very, very energetic in the way they promoted and engaged with clinicians, ultimately users of the toolkit, and also promote the things it could do and how it could make their lives easier. Better, I should say. It created the case for change really effectively across a whole swathe of different sort of disciplines, different sort of players in our very sort of rich health and care system. Creates a discipline of how we articulate population health outcomes for our population, for the residents of Lincolnshire. But it encourages and provides a framework and discipline for us to set objectives, big goals, big audacious goals and objectives. We set them a long way into the future, and then we can start working progressively towards them, systematically, year on year, not taking our eye off that ball. That's how good organisations create change. I've just heard a presentation from one of our primary care operational colleagues, and they have set out a case of high intensity users. So people who use our particularly A&E services very intensively, often, not always with any great clinical or medical ailment, condition or problem, but often just as a response to overwhelm. And what we've been able to do is create a case for change for a very small group of individuals, 30, 40 people, real people, whose life is being changed as a consequence of us better understanding the way in which they interact with our services. As a leader within the ICS, knowing that I have been instrumental in introducing a piece of change, a piece of insight into our system, is just huge, because so much of what I do is slow burn. I might have to wait months to see an outcome. But when you do see it, it's just really heartwarming. It makes you realise why you're in this game. Anyone who's going on this journey will come across people at some stage or another who say, keep the information reasonably tight, because you don't want people drawing the wrong conclusions from the intelligence, because they don't operate in it, don't use it properly. And I'd say to those people, yeah, they might actually draw the right conclusions, and conclusions you wouldn't draw if you didn't give them access. So give everyone access to this tool that could possibly use it. Send it out, spread it, because there is no point in having this tool and actually keeping it in the hands of a bunch of senior clinicians, senior managers or analysts. So what I'd say to anyone embarking on this is, you must share the information as widely as possible, as openly as possible. People are highly likely to draw insights from it that you would not otherwise get.